and good morning. Hi, I'm Rob. Nice to see you here. Welcome to the Wednesday session of our webinar on Facebook. You're going to want to turn up your sound so that you can hear me all right. Welcome, everybody. Very glad to see you here. Happy to be with you this morning. And welcome to our webinar. Nice to see everybody and your bright and shining faces. Up above, you'll see some links that we will use later on, and we will do a contest today. Turn up your volume so you can hear everything. And I am going to make sure we are on our GoToWebinar link as well for everybody. And that will take me just one moment to start up and make sure that's ready. If you're just joining us right now, welcome to the daily webinar. We're going to talk about how I built my favorite indicator, and I would love to hear where you're from. So if you are joining us now from anywhere in the world, I'd love to see where you are joining us from. You put your city, your country, your nation, your general location, whatever it is. I would love to hear from you. Nice to see Sue and Ian and Bob and everybody here. I'm going to start the broadcast over here on GoToWebinar, and then we're going to get started, and we're just going to have the greatest old time of forever. I'm very happy to see everybody here. Oh, good morning from Nashville, says Tim. All right, the presentation today is about how I built one of my favorite indicators and something that I've returned to recently, which is what I call Trifecta 1. And as part of our presentation today, we're going to do a contest. And so here are the rules of the contest. What I would love is if you share or like this post that we're on right now and the Facebook page that we're on right now for those of you that are watching on Facebook. And I'm going to pick 5 people randomly at the end of this session today or during the session or whatever that especially have liked the post or whatever and liked the page or whatever it is, and then we'll send you an Amazon gift certificate. And I will interact with you in the comments section of this Facebook video, wherever the comments section goes. Nice to see everybody here. So let me know where you're from, and I'm very excited to have you here along for the ride. South Africa is represented, Nashville is represented, and lots of locations from all over the world represented. It's nice to see you here. If you're joining us on GoToWebinar, jump over to Rob Booker Trader on Facebook. That's where most of the interaction is going to happen today, and most of the Q&A is going to occur as well. All right, here we go. How I built my favorite indicator. Let's take a look at Google Chrome. And on the screen now, you'll see my Google Chrome browser, and you will see the British pound, Japanese yen 15-minute chart. And on this chart, you're going to also see these reversal arrows. Now, in the past, I have called these reversal tabs or reversal arrows or a lot of different things. But reversal tabs or arrows is what I have called these in the past. And these are indications that price is going to reverse. If you look back in time, it's definitely not a guarantee that price is going to reverse. But when we add the Knoxville Divergence indicator to the mix, which I'm doing right now, it's a pretty good indication that price is going to reverse and head in the opposite direction. Or when you see 2 of these reversal arrows right next to each other, like we talked about a couple days ago on the webinar, it's a really good indication that there's going to be a reversal, and it's a nice time to take a counter trend trade. And this is what I lovingly refer to as Trifecta 1. It is the original version of the Trifecta system, which has 3 parts: Knoxville Divergence, reversal tabs, or a trend line, and then an entry. And it's pretty much the most consistent trading methodology I've ever used in my life. And today what I want to look at, because I've forgotten how this indicator was built, and I figured if I'd like to see what went into building this indicator, maybe some of you would be interested in seeing how that indicator was built as well. So let's take a look at that. We've got James from Dubai. We've got Norman from New Jersey. We've got Greg from Fort Lauderdale, Bob from Dixon, California. And Antonio is working, but he's joining the show anyway. Nice to see you all here. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Okay, let's take a look at how this indicator was built in the first place. You'll see up here at the top that there are these two reversal tabs right next to each other, and they're red, which means that there's an early warning sign or maybe a small indication that price is going to drop. And then there is this reversal tab right here, and it's green and it's pointed upward, and it's somewhat of an indication that price might go up. But we're going to ignore that one because it's a single tab and it doesn't have any divergence next to it. But the question is, how in the shiz was this built in the first place? Well, let's talk about it. What I have on the screen here today, in addition to the candles and the reversal tabs, I have the MACD and the stochastic. And the MACD is set to 12, 26, and 9. And the stochastic, it has a really weird setting. It's set to 70, 10, 10. Now let's concentrate our attention, and I will zoom in on this so that for those of you joining on the web, you can see this a little bit better. I will concentrate on this reversal tab that is pointed down right now. Now, this tab is pointed down, and as you can see, the stochastic oscillator right here is above 70, or it's in overbought territory. And at the same time that that's happening, the blue MACD line, and I'm going to get rid of the black line. I'm just going to show the MACD line. The blue MACD line is crossing below the zero horizon. That is a reversal tab. The MACD line on the MACD moving average divergence indicator is crossing below the zero line. And at the same time it's doing that, the stochastic oscillator is in overbought territory. Why is this important? Why do I even care about this? Well, the reason I care about this is it shows that momentum is falling, and momentum is coming to the downside, coming to the bears are coming into control. And at the same time, there is tons of runway. There's tons of room on this stochastic oscillator to drop from there. Let's take another look at what it can look like going in the opposite direction. Here is a green tab pointed upward. When this green tab is pointed upward, the MACD line, the blue line, is crossing above zero. And at the same time that's happening, the stochastic oscillator is in oversold territory. What this shows is momentum is shifting for the bulls to have control. And the stochastic oscillator has tons of runway, I like to call it, like a plane taking off on a runway, has tons of runway to move upward. And that is super important to me. We've got Daniel here from Spain. Michelle says, hey, appreciate your clear explanations. Seema is here from Huntington Beach. Ricarda is here from Singapore. Nice to see you here. Oh, Nikki is here from the Booker household. My wife is joining us in our live webinar today. Hi to my beautiful wife. I love you back. That's the greatest. Sean Campbell is here as well. It's nice to see everybody here. Let me know where you're joining us from, whether it's from the Booker household or whether it's from Singapore. And we're glad to have you here. Let's take a look at some examples of how this setup has worked in the past and how I combine all these things to work together. In fact, let's switch over so we're no longer looking at all those indicators. We don't need them anymore, right? We don't care about that anymore. What we care about now is just looking at some examples of where this setup occurred in the past. Sometimes it's going to work, and of course, sometimes it's not going to work. My friend Sean Campbell is 100% aware and totally agrees with me. I'm sure that there are plenty of examples of a trading system that anyone can love, and there will be times when that trading system just simply blows. And it's no good at all. All right, here we go. Let's look at just a few of these examples. This daily webinar, for those of you that don't know this already, it's just a short presentation. We don't go for very long here in the presentation. We spend a few moments together, and then we go about our day, and you get back to whatever you were doing, and I get back to whatever I was doing. Okay, here we go. In this example right here, we have two reversal tabs right next to each other, and then price drops from there. That is exactly what we would expect if there are two or three of these reversal arrows or tabs right next to each other pointed in the same direction. Then we have these Knoxville Divergence lines, and we ignore these. These are bullish Knoxville divergences. We ignore these for the purposes of trifecta 1, or whatever it is that we're talking about today. Now we have an example down here at the bottom of the screen where we have, that is the worst line ever drawn. Once again, come on, TradingView, you can do it. Here we have, inside of this red box that I've drawn, what we have is a Knoxville divergence, a bullish Knoxville divergence, followed by a reversal arrow or tab. This combination together is a really good high probability early warning sign that price is going to rise at least halfway the distance to the daily pivot. Now, it didn't do that in this case, and this is one of those examples that I openly and honestly want to show you, where instead of rising, price drops back down lower, and it's not a successful example. Perfectly willing to show that. I don't care. It's not about showing you only the ones that win. It's about showing you all of them, and you would always trade this with a stop loss in place so that you don't get yourself into some kind of giant problem. Let's take a look at this example of a bearish move. First, we have a Knoxville divergence line. This is a bearish Knoxville divergence. We've talked about that indicator in the past, followed by a reversal arrow pointed down. In this instance, this is a super high probability early warning sign that price is going to fall halfway the distance or all the way even past the daily pivot that you see on the screen right here. That daily pivot right there. If you don't know what a daily pivot is, then just stick around and join these presentations as often as you can, and we'll get you up to speed on that. Let's take a look at some of the questions. Sean says, what up, bro? James says, sometimes it works, sometimes not. Do you have any rough stats on how often it does? Yeah, it's 55, 60%. Let's look at a bunch of examples here. And James says, that way you could comprise a strategy based on it. Oh, well, we most certainly have a strategy based on it. There's no question at all. Here's another example of what a trifecta 1 setup. Knoxville divergence bullish, followed by a reversal tab pointed upward. Love this setup, and that is an early warning sign that price is going to rise. Let's see if we get any other examples here. There's two tabs right next to each other, and we do rise to the daily pivot. We rise to the nearest daily pivot, but that's garbage anyway, right? I mean, we didn't really go anywhere. There's no room to go anywhere on this one. However, on the very next day, we see bullish Knoxville divergence followed by a tab, and then we're probably going to rise all the way to the daily pivot. In most instances, we will rise at least halfway the distance to that daily pivot, which is just above. Let's take a look at, let's take a look at some other currency pair. I have no idea what it looks like on the British pound. No, I want to look at something bizarre. One of you wrote me on Facebook Messenger the other day, and you said you were trading this or some other system on the British pound Norwegian krone. And I was like, what the crap? What a crazy. Okay, let's just calm down here. This is an example of a bearish move. Bearish Knoxville divergence followed by a bearish reversal arrow and then a drop down lower. Man, I love the heck out of that. Gosh, I love that. That is absolutely brilliant. Seema says, how come we didn't catch that down move? I don't know how. I don't know why you didn't catch it. I don't know what you were doing. Maybe you were playing video games. I don't know. I don't know why you do anything or don't do anything. Nobody catches all the moves. One of the reasons that I don't catch a move from time to time is because I'm not using a robot in that instance. And anytime I use a robot, I always do a much better job of catching all the trades that I want to catch. And why is that? Because the robot doesn't need to be supervised. It will just take the trades that it is supposed to take. Here's a nice example of a bullish divergence followed by a reversal arrow. That is exactly what we are looking for. Do you need a large stop loss for some of those moves? Theoretically, yes, but Norm, I would say don't have one. Don't have a large stop loss. Maybe something just below the lows that were made on the divergence, or maybe something if you say, okay, here's the reversal arrow, here's the profit target. Maybe just an equal, maybe maybe a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio to start to give it plenty of room. And as the trade moves in your favor, start tightening up that stop. That seems like a perfect way to handle this. Start it off with a wider stop, let it go in your favor a bit, and then tighten it up. And what that means is you're going to give it some room to start going, and then as soon as it starts moving beyond your entry point and you have some profit, then you start tightening up that stop loss and you go to town. All right, here we go. This contest is going to run all day long. If you're watching this video now, you can like the post or like the Facebook page that we're on right now, and I will in the comments section below, I will write to you and say, you're the winner. I want to send you an Amazon gift card. And then you'll message me on Facebook. You'll send me your email address, and then we'll get that to you. Also, because I'm in a good mood, I want to do a one-day sale on lifetime membership, which is everything I ever do forever for one small investment. And there is a link on the button on this video that you're watching in the recording, or there's a link in the description of this video just above. You follow that link for the next 24 hours and you'll get essentially half off of lifetime membership. That ends in 24 hours, and we will be back tomorrow on GoToWebinar, and we will be back tomorrow on Facebook Live. And I'm so excited for the chance to spend some time with you every morning. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.